Hello, it's Karen Burniston here with an assembly video for one of our die sets. This is die number 1093, the cow and goat, and you can check out all of our die designs at karenburniston.com. There are 10 dies in the set. This is a great chance to use up some scraps. You can pretty much die cut everything at one time using any die cutting machine that can accommodate a wafer thin die. And today I'm using my Spellbinders Platinum 6. Okay, I'm going to start first by assembling the goat. Okay, before removing the paper from the die, I'm going to use the stencil feature that's built into the die with a black pen to add the face to the goat. Now the nose looks great if you just fill it in completely with black, or you can do as I did, which is to trace around the stencil feature and leave the center open where I can add a little pink. And then I think the hooves look nice when you add some black out on the ends. So then what I do is I'm just using a dark Copic here, but any kind of black marker or dark gray. And then on the center hooves, I like to lift them up away from the body so that I don't accidentally get black on the body. And then to add the beard, I like to use my glue. So I have LINECO neutral pH adhesive in my fine tip bottle, adding a couple dots of glue. Then I can pick up that little beard with my QuickStik. We do sell all of those items on our website. Then I tuck the beard up under the chin and press it down. There is a separate die in the set that will cut the horns for the top so that you can change the color to something else. In my case, I'm just going to add a little glue to the top of the goat and then put on those dark brown horns. Now this is completely optional, but the goat does look kind of nice when you brush a little ink around the edges. So I'm just using a blending brush with some brown ink to just add a little bit of shading around the perimeter of the goat. And I made myself several smaller nonstick sheets for things like this by just using our largest rectangle crosshatch die with a dehydrator sheet. Okay, so here's my finished little cutie goat, and there are two decorator items in the set that can be used with the goat if you'd like him to hold something. So there's a tin can that looks particularly real when you cut it out of Mirricard, or there's a little flower. Okay, the next assembly I'll show is the cow. Once again, starting with stencil features. So on the piece that has the nose and the mouth, there's also a stencil feature for some freckles. So completely optional, but I'm just using a dark brown pen to add those freckles. And then on the main die, I'll use a black pen to add color to the hooves and the eyes. Since I'm doing a black and white cow, I'll do the tail. Then I'm going to switch to a brown marker for the horns and pink pencil for the insides of the ears. And since I decided to style this one as a black and white spotted cow, I'm just going to use a dark Copic to just go in and add some spots randomly around the cow. And then just to add a little contrast, I'll brush some gray ink around the edges of that face piece before I glue it on. Now once I glue on that face piece, it becomes the final stencil. It allows me to go in there with a black pen and add the mouth and then the nostrils. And then as I look at it, it feels like there's a spot missing on the right, so I'll just go in and draw an extra spot. Okay, there is an optional little bell for the cow to wear. So for that, you would just go in with some twine, string the cowbell on, and then just wrap it around the cow's body and secure it on the back. You can either tape it down or tie it in a knot. And that is the finished cow. And then you can also convert that cow into a longhorn, and that is just done easily by assembling the cow as usual, but then snipping off the built-in horns at the top and instead replacing them with the longhorns that come in the set. And you can of course choose your angle, whether they're kind of sticking up more in the air or whether they're going out to the side. That's really completely up to you. And I just used brown and cream cardstock for this one. The cow and the goat work perfectly with our barn pop stand die sets. You can see the cow there in the pen next to the barn. There are some other farm animals that you should definitely check out in the collection. The cow looks great just attached to the front of the barn as well. But the small animals also work with all of our other pop-ups. So here's one using the photo collage pop-up, and I've filled some of the frames with farm animals, including the cow and the goat. And of course, I love to end assembly videos with a few ideas by our very talented design team. Frances Byrne used the cow with our barn and family room pop-up for this fun card. And notice that the cow is wearing a hat that is actually from Tiny Accessories 3, which includes a farmer/cowboy outfit. Fran Sabad used a birthday theme with the barn and all of the farm animals. You can see the cow and the goat in the back pasture. Lois Bach made a double floating floor so that she could stand up the characters around the barn. And then another card by Lois Bach where this time she used the photo collage pop-up and filled all of the frames with animals. Sandy Diller made a double floating floor with a whole herd of cows in the barn. And then this double woven basket box card by Lois Bach, and she has a whole menagerie of farm animals inside the scene. The cow and goat will be shipping mid-July 2019. Thanks for watching. If you click on the website link, you'll go to KarenBurniston.com where you can find out information about purchasing these dies as well as links to all my other social media accounts. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel and check out some of my other videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.